Sup guys, this is another Naruto CCG deck profile. Today we're going to be profiling a Sasuke Sharingan kunai deck. So the idea behind this deck is Sasuke can pay for jutsu by discarding the top cards of your deck to pay the cost, and Sharingan kunai, when you use it, it gives 2 damage because you have a Sharingan user, and then it returns to your hand. So the combo is you can just keep using it over and over and not have to care about your chakra. So let's get into it. First, we're going to start off with 0-drop ninjas. We got 2 Hotaru. She can draw a card or get a growth coin. She's a really good early game ninja, and she's water. Next we have 2 tracking ninjas. They're 0-drop ambush 4/1s, so that's solid for turn 0. And then next 2 Kakashi Childhood, just because he has Sharingan Eye in the early game, in case you want to use Sharingan kunai or something. Next, 2 Kushina, gets you chakra. A good amount of the stuff in this deck has ambush, so pretty solid. And then next for the zeros, we have 2 1-0s. We have 1 Kisuke. He's fire, lightning. Hand costs are kind of important in this deck, so the dual element is pretty cool. And then 1 Jirobo. He's a 4/0 on turn 0, and he can go into Jirobo state 2. Next, 1-drops 2 Kitamaru, because I can accidentally mill him with my Sasuke, and I just want to make sure I have him. Next, 1 Shion, gets rid of problem ninjas. Really good card, limited to 1. Next, 1 Karin, heals your guys, has ambush. Good card. And then 2-drops, we have Yoroi. He's limited to 1. He kills your opponent's chakra. Good card. Konohamaru Ninja Squad, limited to 1. Next, we have 3-drops. So we have the 1 Naruto to go into squads. He gets a battle reward back. And then 2 Obito. This is a Sharingan deck, so you play Obito. And then we have 4-drops. The 1 Hidan, free ninja. Really good card. Next, Kurenai, saves you games. Played in most decks. And then the last 3 4-drops are 1 Sasuke, the one that searches for Chidori, and then 2 of the exhausted Sasuke. Next we have 1 5-drop, Zabuza. He has ambush, and he can squad with your tracking ninja, Haku. Pretty good. He has a good field effect as well. And then I have the 1 6-drop. This is kind of a flex spot in the deck, so I play this Itachi just because it's good and it has ambush, and it's one of my favorite ninjas in the game because the artwork is insane. Really nice looking super. But alternatives here, what would probably be better, Hanzo the Salamander, because you can deploy him from your discard and he has ambush. So if you mill him over with your Sasuke using your kunais, you can still play him when he's in the discard. And then 2 others I thought about were these 2 Sasukes. This one has ambush, and it lets you look at your opponent's hand. It also has Jonin. And then this one is a 5-drop ambush and mastery. So I thought about playing him. I'll have to test it. And if I did play him, I would probably add Hydro Pump and then a couple 8 trigrams in there to get the value off of mastery with that. But for now, I have this Itachi. He's pretty good. You can, during EOJ, move your turn marker down by X and then negate a jutsu with cost of X. And when you're at turn 6 plus, you don't really care about doing that. You're usually gonna win the game with this effect and your other jutsu negates. So that's it for the ninjas. Next we have missions. Turn 1, 3 clouds, fixes your hand, draws cards. 2 make out tactics to search pretty much whatever you want. You get chakra pretty quick in this deck, so it helps you get your Sasuke's on the turn you need them. 3 monster research, one of the best 2-drop missions. And then we have 3 Warhawk. You play fire, you play 3 Warhawk most of the time if you can fit it. Next, I have Anko's Memory to get stuff back from the chakra area. Next, 1 Shadow of the Leaf. It's a counter mission and it injures your guys if you have Sasuke out. And then my last 2 missions are 2 Flashback. So what this does is you discard every card in both players' chakra area. Then if you have Sasuke Uchiha in play, you draw a card. So the reason I have 2 of these is because once you get your Sasuke out and you have a Sharingan kunai set up, you don't need chakra anymore, and you can play this so that your opponent just can't play any jutsus that turn and you force in a big attack. And then I have a total of 15 missions in this deck, and part of the reason the mission count is so high is so that if I draw these early game, I'm likely have another mission I can play over them, so I can just charge them. So it makes it to where I'm not forced to have to play them, because there are some situations where you kind of want to play jutsus in the early game, and this would obviously mess that up. So it's more of a late game, kind of trying to seal the game type thing. Next, jutsus, 3 Sharingan kunai. It gives 2 damage when you use it with the Sharingan user, so, and it returns to your hand when you use it, so it's that combo with Sasuke. Next, 2 Chidori Stream. It is at 2 on the list I play, and it's really solid at 2. It makes it to where Sasuke type decks can actually compete. So, yeah. Next, 2 Sharingan Eyes. It negates a jutsu and removes it from the game, and if you paid the cost with a water chakra, you discard 2 of your opponent's chakra. So just a little bit of chakra control on your negate, pretty solid. Next, 2 Fire Style Dragon Flame Jutsu. It gives 2 damage and injures the user. It's a solid jutsu for a generic user. It does cost 2 fire, but anyone can use it, so that's cool. And then 1 Water Style Water Dragon. You can kind of save it for late game and wait until you get someone with mastery out, and then if you use this twice, you're just gonna kill everything. So, and easy ninjas to, well, it requires Jonin, so easy ninjas to get out with Jonin are like Kurenai and Hidan. And then I do have stuff in the extra deck that I go into. I think this is it right here. Alright, so extra deck, 1 Jirobo State 2. He's errated to turn 6, but he still is useful if you get that late in the game. 2 Kitamura State 2s. I don't want this card to get sniped. Naruto Shion, kind of filler. 2 Danzo. 2 Naruto Sasuke, so you can squad into this with your, like, let's say you have your Chidori Search Sasuke out and you have your Naruto out, and you don't have a way to get this Sasuke into play because he doesn't have growth. You can just squad into this Naruto and Sasuke, and when you play him, you name a jutsu, and he can use it for free. So you get basically the same effect of the Sharingan kunai, except you're not discarding from your deck. Hidon wins battle rewards late game. Sasuke State 2. He has Mastery. You usually don't go into him. Naruto Sage Mode, just in case. Zabuza and Haku. Really solid squad. He can only be blocked by teams with 2 or more ninjas, and he gets +5, -5 when he attacks, so he gets beefy. And then Sasuke Kakashi. This is another part of the reason we're playing the Kakashi. Also, because I can't play a low drop Sasuke, because my Sasukes don't have growth except for the Chidori Search one. But this is a pretty solid reinforcement. Then we have the one Naruto, limited to 1, and the one Proxy Sage Mode, one of the best cards. So that's it.